Greetings, fellow Tolfalas travelers. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Death of the Isle. Episode 43, Trade Set to Depart.
So the current priority at the start of the stream is to heal everybody that is currently wounded and try to address as many permanent wounds as possible, while also collecting the armor for the delivery quest. So here is a little reminder of the delivery quest. It is to deliver 6 Galadrim elf armors of normal quality plus for a bunch of skill trainers. What is a skill trainer in Lord of the Rings? I have no idea, but we can pretend that exists. So we are capturing as many people as we can, probably for heart extraction, and we have a whole bunch of injuries. So for you early birds, right here, right now, I am going to pull this. Who to heal? So Crimson is missing an arm and a leg, Thomas a toe, Jayfry a nose, Asgaldir a toe, Guero a leg and a finger. So you can pick between those 5. We already have 1 Orb of the Eternal, and we have 3, I would say, major injuries, which are missing limbs. And hopefully I'll be able to get enough Orb of the Eternal for everybody that has major injuries to heal. But if you want to instead heal like a nose or something, that's fine. I won't stop you. And then we also have a burial opportunity for GMT here, who was shot through his second heart. Because of course he was recruited as like a 31-year-old who had like a heart problem, and we replaced his heart with a new one, and then he got shot through it. So it was probably like the first heart surgery of all of Tolfalas, and it was successful until he had an arrow go through it. Quantum Reagent, thank you for all the gifted subs, and Grey Hermit for the resub, Shield for the resub. Cheers. So we're going to want to both set up some sort of sarcophagus. I had originally planned for this to be some sort of like portal room, but we really aren't going to have 2 colonies to portal to and from 2 of them. So instead, I'm just going to do a mortuary or a crypt instead. All right, Tal. I need you to make sure that these heart donors do not exsanguinate on me. I know you're not in, like, the awesomest of moods, but it will go very far in trying to put our people back together. So it looks like I have 3 heart donors here. These 3 elves that we just captured, or actually 4th heart donor. It's possible that we maybe keep one of these 4. Actually, yeah, we can keep one of the 4. So I already have 1 Orb of the Eternal. I have enough hearts for a 2nd Orb of the Eternal, and then I have enough donors for a 3rd Orb of the Eternal, hypothetically getting Crimson's 2 missing limbs back, and then getting Guero's missing limb back, if that's how you guys vote. So if I had to pick one of these 4, Fast Learner, magically gifted, but you're unyielding, unwavering rather, so that's a no. You're unwavering, that's a no. You're unwavering, that's a no. So the only one that is not unwavering is Asgardian, who's a psychopath, bloodlust, slow learner. And once this poll's over, I'll poll whether you want Asgardian as a potential. He has no permanent injuries. So we'll see what you say. And Kellyanne, thank you for the resub too. Right. Moods are a little low as well. That's another thing we're going to need to manage. And then of the people on our team, I think we're all patched up in that regard. Except for Shield. But Shield's injuries are not bleeding related, so that won't be too much of a problem. You are super sleepy, but I'm going to have you tend everyone that needs tending. Putting everyone back together again. So as far as I could tell, I don't think anyone needs tending anymore. They've been tended to. Good. We have 2 greater minions that are like wounded in the fight, meaning that they're probably not hauling or cleaning as fast as they could. So maybe once Tal's back awake, I'll have him summon some new ones. So we were collecting the armors for the delivery quest. Oh, medical emergency. Oh, well, I forgot that you exist. Yeah, and Yoda just shouted to remind me. Alright, sorry, Tal. I'm waking you up a little early. So you, who are you? Neurotic, greedy. Okay, well, you're definitely like a heart donor. You're missing limbs and you suck. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this into slaves and then capture him into the proper room that I want him in. Over here. Oh, wait, where are you going? Oh, because this is full. So you're capturing him there? Oh, don't do that. Let's undo that. I'll just pull his heart out now. Her, I don't know. Genders. Capture. And question. The other thing is, like, if any of these guys are wearing the types of armor that I'm looking for the delivery quest, before I rip their hearts out, I really ought to strip them of said armor, which I think I've already done, but I haven't checked bar heal. Nope. Alright, bar heal. You get the good old-fashioned heart removal. I don't know why I tended you first. Should have just went straight for the operate. And then I'm going to eat your bread. In fact, it wouldn't necessarily be a terrible idea for me to start actively butchering human-likes. So corpses, human-like, colonist, slave, human, alien, whatever. Let's start putting them in the butchery if they're fresh. Thomas, could you read this map for me? Please and thank you. And then most of the stuff down here I don't really care for. Like, I don't want to be saddled with having to clean up this mess. And you guys want Crimson to be the first to be healed. Who is going to be healed after Crimson? So Crimson's going to be healed either a leg or an arm. I don't know which. So if you want Crimson to be healed again, that's cool. If you want Goro to be healed, etc. Alright, I want Shield to finish off that sarcophagus. I think he's the best constructor. And it was only good. Okay, and we are putting GMT in here. And I will have you bury GMT. Alright, Crimson is down in the bed, and we will administer an Orb of the Eternal with Tal once he wakes up. And then the other thing I can do is I can queue up another one, because Tal doesn't have to necessarily be the one to make them. Like, Thomas could make them. Oh no. Hold on. Anyone. There we go. Okay, there's the second one. And then we're going to want a third at some point once we extract some extra hearts. So I ought to do the heart extraction soon. So Tal has a lot of work on his hands when he gets back up. But luckily, his mood is heading in the right direction. So there's that at least. Now, Stickiest and Fur were also being... So Fur is being converted and Stickiest is being recruited. I think you guys voted for Fur to be a slave. Remind me if that is not the case. And the Stickiest will become potentially a necromancer. I think that was the hope. We're stockpiling up a whole lot of stone chunks in order to do infusions so that we can crank through a lot of the our lovely stockpile of magicite without too much issue. Alright, Tal. It's wake up time. Consume some Elvish bread, and then you have a lot of stuff to do. So, Crimson. Looks to me like you're being administered the Orb of the Eternal twice over. I'll just call that one early. Leg was restored. Arm was restored. Crimson is back to normal. Okay. Last pull before we pull about Oscarian or whatever his name is. Heart. 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 And I'm going to make this shelf Guero's doing it. Is that something I want? Sure, I'll allow it. Gonna make this shelf critical, because this is where we're gonna do the most processing, I think. So I have 5 of the 6 armors that I need to deliver. So I need to make 1 of the armors for delivery. What is it even called? Elf Galadrim armor. And we'll make it out of iron, because I'm cheap. So that's 1,000 silver, 250 gold, 50 iron. Make this with Tal. Wait, where are you taking that? Oh, that's tainted. I gotcha. Yeah, I don't think that they accept tainted. So this should be non-tainted apparel. Clean apparel. And we'll make 1 last Orb of the Eternal. And this looks to be for Guero. It's a runaway pull, so I'll just do it now. If it, I'm thinking. If it heals... Oh, not heal next serum. That's not a thing. If it heals his finger, I'm not sure what I will do. Maybe remove the finger and heal the leg in DevTools. Oh, Crimson's... Actually, Crimson, I don't want you doing it. You're injured. Okay, leg was restored. Cool. So in terms of injuries, we're pretty well put back together now. We're missing like toes and fingers, not limbs, which is a really good position to be in, considering we had 3 lost limbs in this War of the Limbs. So that means I am going to need to make 2 of the Galadrim elf armors, and I don't have the gold for the second one. So I also don't have the silver for the second one, but we can very quickly remedy that by coring up silver. But for the gold, I think we're going to need to attract some meteors. Bring some meteors down, or alternatively, go out to Unworth, buy gold, bring it back, and then use it, which is a lot of effort, but something that we would be able to do. It's crazy how the goblins lost limbs. My guess is that their limbs are easier to be lost. Yeah, they're that is indeed the case. So if you take a look here, for instance, Burgon, as a human, or whatever you are, what are you? As a human, has a torso that has 40 total HP, so that the torso can absorb up to 39 points of damage before Burgon dies. Crimson has a torso of 24 total HP, so essentially, goblins have like something like 60% of the total body part HP that others do. Meaning that it takes a lot less damage for them to lose limbs as a result, due to their smaller size. Yeah. Alright, so we are quarrying up the silver now. Don't know how to go about the gold. I mean, I don't think I hit a gold vein anywhere in these mountains. There's a little bit of quarrying left to do, but none of it is likely going to yield gold, I don't think. So we'll probably go the meteor approach. We are going to mine gold and then deliver the armor. So then the last question I had was for Asgard. I'm just going to call him Asgard. What should we do with Asgard? Harvest heart. Enslave. What traits did he have? So he could hypothetically be gifted knowledge for colonist. I'll leave that up to you. There's the poll. So stickiest and fur are the ones that we're trying to convert in recruit. Oh, we're already back up to 500 manage site. These chunks are nice. And I am going to go back to chunks now on the mines. There was a funeral opportunity here, so let's take it. I have a funeral for GMT. He got shot through his heart again. Well, not again, but had a second heart destroyed. And it was a good shadow burial. Okay, that was interesting. Because of this open door, almost everyone that was present for that wasn't present for that. So I think because we're... Well, no, but that won't make it a crypt. I'll have to close this door in the future, essentially. I think Fur will be converted in just a second here. She has almost no certainty left. And Crimson's about to get convert off cooldown. And we have quite a lot of meat back on the menu. So the other thing I wanted to do, and I know I keep flip-flopping, and it's probably your heads are spinning, but if we're going to go on, like, war campaign quests, let's get the meat racks back and racking. Because we're going to want travel foods, and as we already know, goblins and Orokai don't really like vegetables. So human dried meat is probably what they would like to have available to them as a food source. So we will offer that up. Okay, gifted knowledge for colonist. Got it. So Asgardu, whatever. Wow, he's a kinslayer? Okay, maybe I didn't read that quite well. Yeah, it's like he was supposed to join us as a psychopathic bloodlust. So what sort of knowledge to give Asgard? Might or magic? As you can see, his shooting is quite high. And melee is quite high, but he could just as easily go the, magic route if he'd like. I'll leave that poll up for a while. So, Crimson, let's get fur converted. All right, she is of the belief that we should lead her. Good. And I believe you're supposed to be a slave. So we'll work towards that. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. It's been a minute. All right, shield. I would like you to construct over mine. Would Osgard be a good helper for Tall's crafting? There's other people with high int. Like, Thomas is 15. Beats Osgard considerably. So, yes, but also, like, I'm not doing research really anymore. There is no research left to do. So, I don't really need help in a task, and his crafting is crap. And a lot of the tasks require both int and crafting. So, if int and crafting is not met, they're not helpful. I'm sort of curious. Okay, so human meat is allowed on the racks. Good. Spend a second to level people up. J-Fry, you did pretty well in that fight. The snowball was awesome. Maybe I will try to level up your blizzard. Oh, we just struck gold ore. I think. Wasn't that message? Coal ore. Oh. Gold, coal, it kind of looks the same when you're glancing. Boo. So that still means that we need the attract meteors. So I need to bring in a stack of magicite, a stack of steel, and silver. So we need even more silver. So let's keep mining up some silver. We need even more silver in order to summon that thing in. It is also possible that, like, maybe some of these idiots had... Oh, whatever happened to that gold sword that we had? I think that actually got melted down. Because I don't see it. Okay. Let's see if any of these guys have like golden gear on. That we could just... I don't know why they would, but like they could. Every now and then they have weird things on like that. No, doesn't seem all that likely. A lot of interesting pieces of gear, but certainly none of them were golden. And of the weapons, I don't see any weapons that are like yellow tinted, indicating that they'd be made of gold. Nope, no, not really. Oh, I didn't look at these people down here, though. Nope. Okay. That's fine. So for Osgard, he's going to be gifted magic. Got it. Let's go ahead and set him up to be converted. It's going to be a minute because his certainty is pretty certain about his ideology. So let's prepare for the meteors. So this will be a stack of magicite, 2 stacks of steel, and then 1 stack of silver. And hopefully we get a meteor that is useful to us. Because it's just as equally possible that we get like a bunch of stone meteors, which would be sad. And not in the least helpful. I'm going to do something crazy, which is to allow everything on the map tile. Because I think the minions wouldn't... I mean, they're pretty freed up to do the work. So the 5th of 6 pieces have been crafted. And we're just waiting on more gold for the last one. Missing the 250 gold. So we're only missing 58 gold. It's not much. Oh, this looks ready. So we'll have our 2 archmages and then Thomas come in. And then I found that, like, if you... Because it's really weird, like, the way the summoner circle works is, like, you have to have mages with the right mana nearby with the materials. It's very, like, fussy to meet the requirements to do one of these conjurations. But if you put all the materials down and then forbid the door and, like, lock them in there, that's a pretty surefire way that it gets done, in my experience. Okay, I was like, wait, you just used way more material than you needed. But no, it was like dumped on the ground there. Oh, gold ore. We did get gold. So we're gonna need, oh, actually, I already have the silver. Where did that silver come from? I guess we've been quarrying it up, so. But we got lucky. We did get gold. So, Shield, I want you to be the one to get this gold because you are the best miner. And I don't want any of it wasted. So I am going to micromanage you to mine. Diggy for a guy. Doesn't have the same sort of... Doesn't roll off the tongue quite like Dwarf, but... I'm going to hit you with a work drive too. No, Squirrel, go away. Squirrel, go away. Squirrel, go away. He's like, but I'm trying to help. It's like, I don't want your help. Certainly don't need it. Okay, fur is enslaved. Yeah, actually, you're exactly where you should be. So a reminder, fur is just, y'all voted that she gets enslaved. Wait, does she believe in the wrong? No, she believes in her faction. She's just of Gondor. Got it. You are essentially just a summoned minion now. I guess you can do stone cutting. And then I'll allow you to do mining as well. I don't really care that she's human and she wants a nice bedroom. She's gonna get what is available. The other thing is she needs a name. Right? She wasn't raffled, right? Yeah, so let's run that. Or was Fur raffled? I forget. But yeah, she is not assigned to the correct stuff. So slave, no drugs, carrying herbal meds. So Go put on the correct garbs. Cheers. And stinkiest will be one of us very soon. Resistance is broken, so next chat. I'm gonna say... Alright, Tal, over here. Processes. Don't do anything but gold at the moment. So we can get that done. There was a stack of compacted steel, and we had previously decided many streams ago that I wasn't going to pull raw steel out of the ground. Because it doesn't make sense. So we are going to put mineable iron in lieu of it, if I do want the iron. And then the rest was a ruby deposit and slate and citrine. Which is fine, I can leave that there, I don't really care. So for the quest, I've got 11 days left on it. Shouldn't be too much of an issue. And there's my gold. So now in the processes, I can put everything else back. Manzi, what is up your butt? Everything. You are pissed about everything. If you don't like the ugly environment, blank out. Don't blame me. Just leave. Probably didn't actually finish leveling everyone up. I was doing it and then I just sort of got sidetracked. Oh, we learned Ignite Blood. Alright, looks good. Everyone's leveled up. Everyone's ready. At this point, now that we're like kind of in the winter, we're almost winter, probably don't need coolers anymore. I need the very opposite. So I will maybe send someone like... Because I don't really care about the uranium. I can sell it back to Unworth. I'll probably send someone like... I could send someone like Guero, but he probably doesn't have the mana pool to use Gateway. Plus, he's not an Archmage Ramets, which is the requirement to even learn your master level skill. And I'm not sure that he would be next up for that anyway. So my point is, I don't think it really matters who we send. Like, I could just send Hambic or... Well, Hambic's a... No, Jogger. Okay, we'll send Hambic. Because Hambic's a Jogger, and that will be quick. Raffle time prefer. Joe True. Congrats, you are the only slave in our colony. The slaves' predicted time to survive in this colony is rather short. They're very short-lived, which I think is kind of on brand. All right, so Tal's working on the last... Oh, you know what actually occurred to me? These armors weigh a bajillion. They're very, very heavy. So it's very possible the Hambic won't actually be able to carry them. Let me queue up a... Ooh, stickiest joint. Let me queue up a Caravan just to see carry weight. Because I'll probably either have to... Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to send some extra people. Yes. All right. If that's the case, we had given strong back to Shield and to Crimson. So I think what I'm going to do is get another strong back and then give it to Isgaldir and strip Isgaldir down. He's actually not wearing heavy gear anyway, so we don't really need to strip him down. But send Isgaldir instead. Or not instead, but included. And stickiest. So, you are going to be given mage clothing. And once I am not juggling other tasks, we want you to try to inscribe your own book. So, stickiest. For now, I'm going to have you dyed in gray because you don't really have a school of magic. But when you get one, I will be eager to figure out which one that is. All right, Isgaldir, let's have you read that. And now, between Isgaldir and Hambic, because we also have a, obviously we'll need to, no, it's still too heavy. Well, Burgon, I might take off your metal stuff and have you heavy back, or strong back. Oh, actually, Isgaldir didn't actually enable strong back. There. Now it's actually enabled. So, let's check again. One, two, three, four, five, six. Oh, so almost. Almost. The thing is, like, we haven't really been doing Beasts of Burden. Right? I don't have animals that I could, like, use to haul or anything like that. Which would have made it easier. But, yeah, so I'll do one more strong back for Burgon. So that everyone has strong backs. But I might want to strip Burgon down out of the 12 kilogram Gondor full plate and the 9 kilogram splinted chassis. And so that the carry weight is actually, the bonus carry weight is actually useful. Oh god, friendly fire. I told everyone to go hunting and they're not so careful about not hunting each other. Stickiest, you're also a hunter that lacks a weapon. Let's do your skills. I am going to take everyone except for Rogi and Crimson off of hunting and only hunt with the people that have bows, because it's so sketchy to hunt with magic that I think it's a bad idea. So you aren't really a mage yet. So I'm going to give you a bow as well. You know, if you were a proper mage, I would definitely consider giving you a proper wand. But you're just a mage in training. One that we have stripped the personality out of. Crimson, it's already dead. It's okay. Come on now. You're just... This is wanton slaughter. So Zgaldir is making yet another strongback. Bergen's gonna read it. Bergen, you are gonna drop your heavier gear. I'm gonna leave it there, forbidden. If you see me unforbid things, slap me and remind me that I need to make sure that I don't melt that stuff down, because I don't want to have to make it again. And then enable that. At the moment, yeah, we have 3 bedrolls. Okay, good. So form a caravan. I'm going to see if Bergen and Zgaldir alone can do it. Probably they can. Oh, they could. Before I do that, I'm going to assign them the proper meals so I'll know whether or not they have enough food for the trip. So that's Zgaldir and Bergen. Yeah, that's enough food. All of them take 30. So they could take 28 and 2 bedrolls. Route travel time's 4 days. So actually, I'm going to tap Hambic as well. We need a little bit more carry weight. Which... This hasn't updated because Hambic isn't set on the right meals, so... Backing out of that real quick. How heavy is your gear, anyway? You actually don't have a ton of overhead for weight, because the Valathrim armor is actually pretty heavy. So Hambic, you're going to temporarily wear a cloth robe thing. Oh, did that go under? Yeah, no, that was the wrong layer. So you're just going to dump your armor, just like Bergen did. Now we should be good. Adjust your diet. All 6 armors. And now we have plenty of food for a round trip. I would like to bring the bedrolls, but if we can't... Oh, there we go. It's a 4-day round trip. We have 8.5 days of food. And we have all of the armors that we're delivering. I just needed to strip a little. Okay. Is there anything worth trading? No, I mean, there's no carry weight left over, so there's not really a case for that.
Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Death of the Isle, which originally streamed live on Twitch, March 31st. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. Hope to catch you in next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Corsairs.